Welcome back to another video. It's currently 12:30, and I just got off my shift, but I had an idea that came to my head, so here we are. A little bit about me. If you don't know about me, I'm 24 years old. I just turned 24 in August, and over the past 3.5 years, I've lived on over 3 different continents: South America, Europe, and of course here in the US. Over the past 3 years, that was a combination of working, studying, and just living in general. So I think I know what I'm talking about, or at least I hope I do. So I'll just start off by saying this. Travel, in my opinion, is probably the best form or the best way of learning that you could possibly do. The things you see abroad, the people you meet, the cultures you'll experience are unlike any textbook, lesson, YouTube video, movie that you'll ever watch. Why? Because you're there in person. So that's why I always say, before you judge a place, go there and visit in person. So I studied abroad in Colombia back in 2022, and that was kind of my introduction to international travel. Why did I choose Colombia? I don't really know. I just know they say in Colombia, the women look good, the food is great, and the weather's always nice. So I went with that. That was probably the beginning, or that was probably the best thing I could have done for myself. I went down there for 5 months, studied in the coast in Barranquilla. If you know, you know. Down there for 4 months, 1 semester. And at the time, right before I had left, I had fully decided, okay, I want to learn another language. I thought I knew Spanish, and then when I arrived on the coast, I realized I didn't nearly know as much as I thought I did. So while I was down there, I made a lot of friends. I learned a lot of things, did a lot of things, saw a lot of things, partied until 3 a.m. And it really taught me a lot about myself. It knocked down a lot of stereotypes I had, because beforehand, like everybody else, when you think of Colombia, you think of probably drugs, cartel, Pablo Escobar, the whole 9 yards. A lot of my friends and family were asking me, well, why do you want to choose Colombia? Out of all places you could go to, you chose Colombia. Don't you think it's a little dangerous? And at first thought, I was thinking, well, yeah, maybe it is. But I just knew that I wanted to get out of my own state, out of my own country, and see what else was out there. So I did it. And when I got down there, I realized just how wrong I was. They say first impressions are everything. And in this case, it's true. The moment I got to Colombia, to the coast, to my university, the homestay family I stayed with, everybody welcomed me with open arms. And honestly, it was the opposite of what I was expecting. I actually felt safer down there in Colombia than I do here in the US, for a number of reasons. Well, the main reason being, everybody's friendly. Everybody greets you. If you're lost, nobody has an issue helping you find somewhere to go. And this is talking in the coast. If you're from Bogota or other parts of the country, you might have a different experience. Yeah, knocked down everything I thought I knew about the country, which was really nothing. And every stereotype, every fear I had, it was immediately wiped out within the first month. So, taught me a lot about judging. It also taught me the language itself, because when you're forced to live in another country, your mind just clicks and it goes into survival mode. So I didn't have any other choice but to pick it up. And after about 3.5 months of asking, what did you say? Can you repeat this? Speak slower. My mind just clicked. And it was like, I really just understood every single word this dude just said to me, And everybody's different, but like I said, our minds are a powerful thing. And so 4 months down there, finished the semester, and I enjoyed it so much that I got an online job working with the study abroad company that I actually did my program through. And so I stayed another 4 months, which might have been illegal. Might have been, don't quote me. But I stayed down there for a total of 8.5, 9 months. Celebrated my 22nd birthday down there. And fell in love with the country itself. And from that point on, my mind had shifted. my entire perspective of what I thought I knew about the world was revamped. From there I visited Peru, then Guatemala, then Puerto Rico, and a number of other countries. And this was all in 2022, early 2023. So again, traveling, putting yourself out there will allow you to be around people that don't look like you, that might not speak your language. But as long as you go down with an open mind, willing to learn, willing to grow, then that's exactly what will happen, right? And I know here, at least in the US, or as an American being abroad in other countries, there's always a stereotype. Oh, you're American, so your geography is terrible. Or you're American, you don't know anything about history. Or you're American, so I know you don't speak another language. And the more I travel, the more I realize just how much we don't know. You ask somebody where Italy is on a map, and they might just point to Morocco or somewhere in the vicinity, And so, can I fault us? Yes, no, maybe. But the more I got around, the more I realized just how far or just how closed-minded we are as Americans. And that is a result of us being the quote-unquote greatest nation in the world, us having everything right in front of us. So we feel complacent, And so that's something that I determined to break. I determined to break that stereotype. Hey, wherever I go, I'm not going to be that dumb American. Oh, okay, he's just coming to, for 2 or 3 days, take some pictures on Instagram and go right back home. No, I wanted to learn as much as I could about everywhere I went. So that's exactly what I did. Traveling opened your mind up to things that it wouldn't otherwise have been opened up to, right? And while we're young, in our 20s, while we're in our 20s and don't have all the responsibilities of the world, our minds are still forming. And we also don't have a wife, kids, 50 million responsibilities. So by doing it now, you still have that curiosity that you might not have if you're, say, in your 40s or 50s. You're just in a different headspace. And probably the most important thing that I've taken away from traveling around the past 3 years and living in different countries is just learning to not be selfish. We can be so consumed with what we don't have, so consumed with our everyday lives, our everyday problems, that we fail to realize just how fortunate we are to live in a country that allows us to travel the way we can. If I'm not mistaken, the US passport is in the top 15 strongest passports in the world. So I have a number of friends that are from Venezuela or Colombia or other Latin American countries, or even certain Eastern European countries or certain Middle Eastern countries that, their countries, their passports will only allow them to get into certain areas. For them to be able to even think about coming to the US, it takes 6 to 8 months just for the visa to get processed. And maybe they'll get approved, or maybe they get rejected. And their government doesn't give them a response or an explanation for why they accepted or rejected them. Meanwhile, I can pretty much throw a dart on the map and pretty much go wherever I want to, And that's a fortune I have. Long story short, the American visa is one of the most powerful, or the American passport is one of the most powerful passports in the world. So I say that to say, cherish what you have while you have it, because there's so many things I've seen abroad, and I've learned to appreciate what I have right here in my own country. I'm also not the most patriotic, to be honest. I'm not the most patriotic, but I will say, if you're an American, if you're an American, or if you have a strong passport, use it to the fullest if you have the opportunity to, because it'll definitely allow you to see the world for what it really is. And stereotypes are really real. 100%, really real. I'll talk about that in another video. Me being black in some of these different countries I've been to. If you're American, appreciate the power that your passport holds. Because there's a lot of people that can't travel to even a third of the country that we can travel to. And who knows, you might find your wife out there, or you might not, because the game is game, and the only thing that changes is the language. So keep that in mind. All you passport bros out there that think it's just gonna be easy to go ahead and get a girl, trust me, it's not any different from back here. Like I said, the only thing that changes is the language. And people aren't stupid either. You know, you go down there, you think, oh, let me flex my U.S. money. Let me flex what I have. I mean, the girls are not stupid. They know exactly what your mindset is. They know more about they know what your intentions are before you even know what your intentions are. So it's not just a free for all. You know, all these Colombia videos you see online of guys picking up girls on the street. I mean, they're picking up girls on the street. So if you have to rewind that and listen to what I just said, you're picking up girls on the street. If you can't really understand what I'm getting when I'm saying that, then you got some work to do. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll definitely be sharing more of my experiences here for you guys in the future. So good luck, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.